Hello and good day, Mike Adcock with an update on severe tropical cyclone Christine located north of Western Australia, actually making landfall along the coast. This brief is based on the 9 Zulu Bureau of Meteorology advisory from the 30th of December. Taking a look at satellite imagery, you do see the center of Christine starting to make landfall. Do have cyclone watches and warnings as well as various levels of alert out from the Bureau of Meteorology. So continue to follow the advice from the Bureau of Meteorology as this system makes landfall. As of 5 p.m. Western Australia time, 75 kilometers northwest of Port Hedland, 155 kilometers northeast of Karratha there. Christine is moving to the south-southwest at 16 kilometers per hour. Winds have increased 150 kilometers per hour sustained with gusts up to 215. That's about 80 knots with gusts up to 115 knots. The pressure has dropped to 962 hectopascal. For Dvorak analysis, a little bit of everything out there. Bureau of Meteorology, 4.5 is what they opted for. That's based on a light gray surrounding shade. They subtracted a half point though for the large elongated eye, so 4.5 was the final there. NESDIS, a little bit higher. They noted a large cloud-filled eye, a little bit of off-white in that eye. The embedded distance of the light gray measured out to a 0.45, so that was enough to give them an eye number of 5. Because there is just enough of this black shading here on the east side around the off-white eye, that allowed them to give an eye adjustment of a half point there, so a data T there of 5.5. Now what they opted to do, why they opted for 5.5 here, was the data T of 5.5 was barely the case. As a matter of fact, looking at this 932 Zulu imagery, you don't see a full black here. So they thought 5.5 was a little bit too generous. 4.5 for the model seemed a bit on the low side, so opted for the center there. Went with pattern with 5.0, although they noted that the final T is likely nearing the 5.5 threshold. JTWC, they have been the conservative agency at 9 Zulu. They were a little bit stronger, 6.5 for their data T. That's due to the dark gray eye surrounded by white. Tacked on another half point for the cold medium gray, that yielded the 6.5. Pattern was 6, met was 5. Because of constraints, they were throttled at 5.5. Of note, the advanced Dvorak technique was pretty similar to the Bureau of Meteorology with 4.6, which is about 80 knots. Taking a look at surface analysis, really nothing new to note here. Again, continuing to make landfall. Christine will merge up with this trough of low pressure across Western Australia. It will then continue moving across the state. So looking for heavy rainfall, gusty winds across Western Australia, and actually moving across much of southern Australia over the next few days as this system moves inland. Here is the official forecast track from the Bureau of Meteorology. Currently at Category 3 on the Australian scale. Should make landfall later on tonight. Locations there you see in dark orange, that is a gale warning. The light orange down below to include Carnegie. You're looking at a gale watch already for Category 1 conditions up through Wednesday. So this system will continue to affect Western Australia for a few more days. Of course, for more storm information specific to your area, continue to monitor the forecasts and warnings issued by your local meteorology agency. Here is the Joint Typhoon Warning Center forecast, just for comparison's sake. Looking at 70 knots with gusts up to 85. And again, this system is making landfall. Port Hedland going to be dealing with a lot of the destructive winds with this system, and these destructive winds will continue to make, will continue spreading well inland overnight and into Tuesday. Here is your surface weather plots in and around the area. Do see pressures dropping quite a bit. A lot of gusty winds across Western Australia. Matter of fact, taking a look at Port Hedland, their automated observation at 10 Zulu showing sustained winds of 93 kilometers per hour. Although not reflected here, appears to be some heavy rainfall. That's reducing your visibility down to 800 meters, or about a half mile. Pressure down to 984.2 hectopascal. Karatha there, looking sustained winds at 52 kilometers per hour, with some light rain there as well. Keep it tuned to westernpacificweather.com. We're going to continue to monitor the progress of Christine as she makes landfall. You can also join in on the conversation at storm2k.org. I'll be posting throughout the evening over on Twitter at Senior Pepper, so go ahead and follow me there if you'd like. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day and take care.